Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we're going to talk about a tier list about Resident Evil 2 Remakes Extra modes. So these are 10 modes that you can play with. So we have the Runaway, we have No Time to Mourn, the Forgotten Soldier, No Way Out, the Fourth Survivor, which is Hunk, a badass, and a very nice gameplay, which I will talk to later, and the different kinds of food in Resident Evil 2 Remake, the tofu, flan, and the like. So how do I base this ranking? It's based on how difficult the gameplay is and how good the music is. Just for the fun of it and the heck of it. So let's just start. So first of all, we have the Runaway. So basically this is recommended for you to play first because it's the easiest. I think there's a star system. I think this is 2 or 3 stars. So before I will go into details about the Runaway or for Catherine Warren, we're just gonna hear a music from her gameplay first. So that's her music. So the first part of the music it's fine, but once you go to the police station it becomes it changes. It's somber compared to the first part, which is it's nice. Not great, but nice. So when it comes to the gameplay for Catherine Warren, they introduce a new enemy here, which is the Regenerator. Basically a zombie that, well, like the name suggests, it regenerates. So the way to kill the Regenerator is by having a powerful weapon or just a powerful ammo or using the Magnum ammo. Now, how difficult it is, it's fine. You know, it's not that difficult, but there's some challenges to it. So, by the way, these are the gameplays that you start off with this kind of items, and then you have to proceed. You have to kill zombies with backpacks to have some more items, and then of course the gumball machine, which you can use to get one more item from 3 options for that. For example, in Catherine Warren's case, the first gumball machine that you will get is actually a flash bomb, magnum ammo. Is that a flash bomb? A grenade. I don't know the rest. A knife and magnum ammo, and I think that's it. So you're just gonna choose one. You can't get 3 of them. So choose wisely. In every game mode, in extra mode in Resident Evil 2, basically these are trial and errors. So you just have to pick what's best for you. In Catherine Warren's case, they gave you a flamethrower, which is a heavy weapon for the regenerators, which is good. This is actually the exception because most of the time when I'm going to choose the gumball machine, it's the flash bomb or some magnum ammo and some weapons, and that's it. In her case, there's a lot of regenerating enemies, so the most items that I actually bought are magnum ammo and then followed by the flamethrower, because as you progress to the story you get the flamethrower. So based on that, I'm just gonna put the game mode for Runaway in A tier. So it's not that hard, it's not easy. I mean, it's a trial and error, but it's serviceable. I mean, it's enough. So you can get frustrated, but not that frustrated. I mean, if you go in for the first time, yeah. But basically, before you even go to the extra modes, most likely, if not most of the time, you will play the main story first, which is Leon A or Claire A and then Leon B. then you have idea what you're going to do. And by the way, almost all of the extra modes here teaches you to shoot the zombies in the leg regardless of what they are actually. So yeah. So A tier. Next will be No Time to Mourn. So this is a story. The character you're using here is Kendo, Robert Kendo. So yeah, if you're playing on Leon, the story of Leon, this is the emotional scene that you progress through the story, which is a spoiler warning. When you go to as you progress to the story, you will have a cutscene where Robert Kendo stops Leon, tries to, I think, to shoot Leon, but he didn't. And then Leon saw a girl, her daughter, Robert Kendo's daughter, that she is infected, and Ada wants to kill the daughter. So that's a very emotional scene, and that's also one of Leon's character development in becoming a badass. Yeah, what you see in Resident Evil 4 remake, that's basically him. That's one of the triggers of his character development. So the gameplay, but before that, let's hear Robert Kendo's music first. So that's the music, which is yeah, it's pretty good. Not fantastic, but it's pretty good. I would listen to it, and I think it doesn't change as you progresses. What makes Robert Kendo interesting is that when you start off with your items, you have a shotgun, a pistol, and then some healing items. I forgot the rest. That is actually great, especially for the shotgun, because you can wait for the zombie to get close and then have a clear shot for the head and they will go down. The problem is they introduce a new enemy here, which is the zombie with poison. Zombie with poison. Basically, when you see a zombie that is purple, they are poisoned. So when you kill that zombie, they explode. When you are close to that zombie, you will get poisoned. So be careful with that. Again, they in the gameplay, you're also going to use the gumball machine and the zombies with a backpack. So you can finish through the game mode. Is it hard? To me, not quite actually. I have more restarts for the runaway compared to for No Time to Mourn, which is I only restarted once, so I have only 2 playthroughs with it. Again, this is all game modes are trial and error, so for the last part you really needed a defensive item to get past through, unless you save up a lot of ammo to just blitz through that. And so yeah, so basically I will rank No Time to Mourn above Runaway because this to me is really easy. Again, the game modes here is teaching you, or if you know already, that the effective way to pass through zombies is just shoot the legs. You don't necessarily have to cut off the leg, but you just have to stagger the zombie and then run past through. Next up is the Forgotten Soldier. You remember that meme where the child goes, I want this at home. The mom says, we have this at home. And then once you reach at home, this is the thing you have at home. So basically, this is a watered down hunk, I should say. So yeah. So the Forgotten Soldier, I almost forgot. So the maps here vary. The longest maps are from the fourth survival, which is Hunk, and the Tofus, that's the longest. The shortest one is actually the Forgotten Soldier. The second longest one is the Runaway, No Time to Mourn. And the third longest is No Time to Mourn. The second longest is actually the Runaway. So yeah, the Forgotten Soldier is actually the shortest of them all. Now, as usual, before I will go, this is the music for the Forgotten Soldier. By the way, so the Forgotten Soldier's name is Ghost. I don't know how or why they name Ghost, but that's actually cool, but not cool as Hunk. Other names for Hunk is the Reaper. So yeah. So the Forgotten Soldier again is the shortest map, and as usual, when you start, you have a submachine gun and machine gun ammo, and they have a gumball machine and the backpack. The music is fine, actually above fine. It's very good. Actually, out of the 3 or 4, that includes No Way Out later. So the music for Forgotten Soldier has the better music for me out of the 4. So the fourth one I will discuss later. But the difficult part about the Forgotten Soldier is that you only have a machine gun and an ammo for the start. This is where you really have to shoot the leg or cut off the leg. I mean, the submachine gun is actually good for that. So they also introduced a new enemy type for the Forgotten Soldier, which is the armored zombie. So I actually don't know how to get past through the armored zombies. Most of the armored zombies here isn't fully armored per se, so most of them only covered for the right leg, have shoulder pads. As you progress, they bit by bit they have fully armored. I think the last part is there are only two armored zombies, fully armored zombies that you really can't get past through unless you have a high powered gun or a shotgun. I actually didn't try. There's a grenade launcher here, and I actually didn't try if they will burn. All I know is that the flash bomb works. A knife works when you are grabbed, for sure. The grenade, I don't know if this mode has a grenade. It has a grenade launcher. So there's that. So the Forgotten Soldier, even though it's short, you have to really maximize your items here. For example, for the first part, again, you have the machine gun. You cut through the zombies' legs, run past through. And then once you reach the first gumball machine, you will get. I forgot that you also have a knife. So the first gumball machine, there's a flash bomb, a pistol, and I forgot what's the other item there. Usually I'll go for the flash bomb, and then once you're done with the gumball machine, you just walk for the liquor and then use the knife because when you are using the knife against a licker, the licker is stun block, so that's a free kill for you. By the way, if you want to know there's actually there's a gameplay that I played before I made this tier list on what I have done, and most of the time the items that I have chosen, if there's a magnum, I'm always going to get that, and of course defensive items. So Forgotten Soldier, it's on below A for the Runaway. Again, the Runaway is the easiest based on the game. Based on the game. The Runaway is the easiest. No Time to Mourn is the second, and then the Forgotten Soldier is the third. To me, no, it depends on the gameplay. So this tier list basically shows that No Time to Mourn to me is still the easiest out of the three. Now now let's proceed to the next one, which is No Way Out. So the music for No Way Out is the music is this. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for the entirety of the game. So, No Way Out, or Daniel Cortini, if the RE2 remake fandom is to follow by. So what makes No Way Out special is a holdout section. So you have to, in the training, you have to kill 70 zombies, but in the real gameplay, you have to kill 100 zombies. And compared to the training, the zombies will enter the buildings slow. Not slow, but few and far between. In the normal gameplay, they are frequent as time passes by. So we have already discussed Forgotten Soldier, Runaway, and No Time to Mourn. Three of them. Each of them has a unique type of enemy that you have to encounter and to subdue or get around with. In No Way Out, those three are in this and they will try to kill you. So you really have to maximize your resources, and actually you just have to be cautious in using your health. In the weapons part, you just have to be specific on which zombie that you're going to use that specific weapon on a zombie app. So for example, the spark shot, it's good for the armored zombie because it kills regardless of how many armors they have. It's always an instant kill, one shot, one kill. Meanwhile, the submachine gun or the Uzi, I think that's an Uzi, I'm not great with weapons, so the submachine gun is good for cutting legs. So if you are surrounded, there's no way out. No pun intended. You just have to shoot the leg. Again, this also good. The submachine gun is also good for the regenerator because the consistent firing. But it's not recommended because you're just wasting a lot of bullets for a zombie that, it's regenerating. So again, if you are surrounded, see a zombie that has an exposed leg, and be careful about the zombie with poison or with toxins. By the way, a zombie with toxin, you can still shoot the leg as long as it is not dead. You'll know the zombie releases gas when it's dead. So if you shoot the zombie and it just fell down and it doesn't release a gas, it's not yet dead. So there's that. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first hardest difficulty that we are going to put in for the meantime. Why is that? Because again, this is a holdout section. Even though the hardest part here is that you're going to get used to dying a lot, and as it progresses, it gets difficult. More zombies will get in. Though you have weapons to compensate that, In fact, yeah, I think if you reach 50 or somewhere in between half, they will give you a rocket launcher with 2 ammo. So you have to choose that wisely. Sometimes my strategy there is that if there are a lot, I'll just pull a lot of zombies and then just shoot the zombie point blank, so the zombies around me will also die. I think it will damage me. I'm not sure. There's also a zombie carrying a gas tank. So again, like I said earlier, you shoot the leg. So you have to really strategize on the placement of that gas tank. So when a lot of zombies are coming to you, just stand in the middle or reroute the zombies to get close to the gas tank and then shoot the gas tank. So there's that. And this is also considered one of the hardest. To me, there are, in my tier list here, there are actually 3 hardest. This is one of them. Oh, and by the way, all of the game modes here are RNG dependent. So what is RNG? RNG is, real number generated. Basically, in simpler terms, it's your luck. When the game decides if you are lucky in this part or not. Even the rerouting for the zombies, that can change a lot. So yeah. So let's now move on to the fun part. So we have the fourth survivor. I mean, this is a very fun one. It's Hunk, the famous the famous mercenary. He has a lot of many names. The Reaper, Hunk. I don't know the rest. Tiffany maybe. So yeah, Hunk is memorable and also fun. Like I said, also the music is a banger. This is the music. Yeah, you can tell me that when you're playing Hunk, you're not doing like this while playing at him. So yeah, the music is S tier already, and of course, when you start the game, when you enter the extra modes, this the first survivor or Hunk is the first thing that you will see, and you are tempted, or if not, this is the first one that you will click. Again, the items you will get for Hunk is very amazing, though the downside is you don't have a gumball machine and of course zombies with a backpack. Basically, start to end, you're going, the items that you already got, that's the items that you will going to use until the end. So if you're first time playing Hunk, this is actually hard because other than this has the longest map there is, you needed find the ways to skip a lot of zombies. This also includes your health. If you are fine and yellow green fine and sometimes cautious, it's fine. If you are dying, you are slowed. Basically, the lower your health, you are slowed. That's why it's advisable that in the first half, once you reach the parking lot, your health should be fine or yellow green fine. And the caution is somewhat, the reason why is that some of the parts in this map, also all the tofus, you can actually skip it. For example, the 2 G adults, you can actually just skip them. You just run forward. Once the other G adult is chasing you, the other one is consistent. I don't know your game, but it's consistent spawning those tiny things. You just run forward, then run back. Once the G adult stops chasing you, then run forward. to the right side, hug the wall, and then just skip. So that's one skip that you don't have to waste ammo on. The second one is the dogs. Hope for the best that the dogs won't bite you. That's actually a strategy. And the part where the first elevator that you will reach, there's actually a lot of zombies waking up once you reach on top. You can actually skip all of those. Again, if you watch my gameplay on Hunk or the other Tofus, you can see the part there that I'll just skip all of them. Again, I don't even want to bother using my ammunition health or especially the defensive items, because you really need the defensive items here. So yeah, if your first time, this is actually hard in first part of B. By the way, the process this is that top of S closer to S, that will be the easiest. So S closer to S, down, easy, easiest, easy, like that. And then B to the last part here, that would be the hardest. So if you are experienced, this is an automatic S tier regardless. Your items are already bountiful, and even in my gameplay, I'm just only, in fact, the first time I played the Fourth Survivor, the only items that I have gun I actually used is just the Desert Eagle or the Deagle, and that's it. The reason why is that other than it's powerful, it has collateral. Collateral meaning if you shoot there, if there are two zombies and they are the first zombie and then the second zombie is just behind the first zombie, you can just shoot the zombie in front, and then the zombie behind will also get shot. That's a collateral. They will both stagger. The staggering is important, especially when you reach the two IVs in the Star's office. You just needed one shot to collateral them and then just run through. And of course, Mr. X, 3 shots to the head and he's down. Basically, you just needed one shot, a headshot for Mr. X to just stagger him and then just run past through. That's it. The last part for Hunk is you have 3 grenades, 3 flash bombs, and 1 knife. It's best that you're just going to use the 2 flash bombs. I think that's already enough. 2 flash bombs at the end, and then 2 grenades, and then 2 flash bombs at the end, so you can just breeze through that. So yeah, we have our first S tier, which is Hunk. I mean, who wouldn't be? Next, we have Tofu. So Tofu is a special case. One, all the tofus have, not tofus, all the different kinds of food here have the same music, which is this. So that's the music for the different kinds of food. When I say food, basically not all of them are actually tofus. Flan, for example, is in my country we have a leche flan. It's a sweet. It's not a tofu by any means. It's sweet. So brown sugar. I forgot the rest. And then I think orimochi and konjac are different. And then tofu, I don't know. So sorry, I digress. So first up, tofu. The items of tofu are full of, basically all of it are knives, and same as the Fourth Survivor. Sorry, I keep repeating. Tofu onwards, they have the same map, so let's just get out of the way. You only have knives, so a defensive item. So the strategy here is that you have to pick the zombie that you wanted to be grabbed, because if you are grabbed, you are immune. You have iframes, so we have the animation for that, and you push the zombie. There's also a animation iframes that zombies won't get you that immediately. So once the animation is done, you push them away, you immediately run. Yeah, I think that's about it. So you have to really choose which zombie. At the end, you should have 8 knives on you. Now the great thing about I forgot about the fourth survivor. The great thing about Hank is that he has health. I think 3 health and 1 defense boost, which is great. Tofu on the other hand, I think has the same. I think 2 health and then a defensive boost. I actually forgot. You just have to pick and choose your strategy on whether to use the defensive item or not. And that's it. The hardest part here is that it's not once you get past through the parking lot. That's the hardest part of this entire playthrough. This to me is the second hardest. Again, closer to the B is harder than hardest. So Tofu is harder. That sounded wrong. So yeah, next is Orimochi. Now this is actually a fun one. Is it hard? That depends if you are getting bit, because Orimochi is all 36 grenades. I think, is it 36? Yeah, 30 plus grenades. You don't have health, so be careful with that. But it is fun. Is it the hardest? Absolutely not. So Orimochi goes with yeah, that's for it for the meantime. The reason why is because one, you don't have actually health. Now the Forgotten Soldier has a health if that is what you want to go, but usually the Forgotten Soldier, what you really wanted is a defensive item, which is the flash bomb or any defensive or offensive item. Just don't go to the health part unless your strategy stays otherwise. So yeah, so to me, Forgotten Soldier is Orimochi is still easier than Forgotten Soldier. Next is Konjac. Konjac is a pyromaniac, so your items will be a grenade launcher and a flamethrower, and that's it. I don't know if Konjac has a defensive item. I know is it has health. So if you're wondering if there is health, yes. Is it fun? Hell yeah, it's fun. You can actually burn Mr. X with just flamethrower his face, and then use the grenade launcher on the leaker because it has a long range, so that is nice. The problem is that it doesn't stagger, so it takes a lot of time to just down a zombie. So if there's a lot of zombie, use the flamethrower. If the enemy is farther away, use the grenade launcher. Just don't try to get hit. So to me, Konjac is it's actually more easier than Runaway and Orimochi. Next is Flan. This is fun, easy. Actually, it's the easiest of them all. The reason is that, one, you don't have health items. That's the disadvantage part. Yeah, that's the only thing. The second is you have a minigun with 400 ammo. You have a rocket launcher with 4 ammo, and then a spark shot with 200 ammo. A spark shot can kill almost any enemy here with 1 shot. Mr. X needs to be spark shot in the head 2 times to be down. A leaker only takes 1 shot. G adult, without exposing the eye, it takes a lot of shots, so you need actually the minigun to just expose the eye and then use the spark shot. Basically, this is the easiest out of all of them. Now for the fun part, I still prefer hunk to be fun because it has challenge. Flan, it still has challenge because you don't have health, so be careful with that. But again, you have the most powerful weapons out of all of them, so there's no problem with that. Even though, yes, you have a powerful weapon, I still restarted. I think 1 to 2 times. I'm just experimenting what to do, and then my brain just turned off. You know what? Let's just use the rocket launcher more, and then I'm done. In Flan, by the way, as much as possible, hold 2 or 3 ammo for the rocket launcher for the end part, because you actually needed that. And then anin tofu, the last category we have here. I hate anin tofu. Why? I am frustrated. I really hate anin tofu or anin tofu. Despite I've seen the picture that it looks delicious. I hate anin tofu because your weapon is a powerful version. Yeah, your weapon is an M1911, and I have the Ocelot gun, a revolver gun. Basically, Leon's handgun, Leon and Claire's Scenario B guns. They are powerful than Claire's and Leon's main weapon until you actually upgraded them. The problem here is that the weapons doesn't stagger that much. I mean, it is powerful. You just have to be patient with it. So this is actually the only time that the first part, you really have to kill most, if not all, of the enemies, and once you reach the police station, that's the time that it's actually best to shoot the zombies in the leg. This is why I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that it's best to actually find ways to just get past through. If not, go to YouTube, find some speedruns, because they already know the shortcuts or the zombies, that what route it takes that you won't grab. The thing I know is that the first part until to the parking lot, the police station parking lot, you should be fine because you don't want zombies to grab you. It's okay. And I mean, I'm 50-50 with the caution part. And though the great thing about anin tofu is that it has a defensive item, a healthy combat knife, and it's the only game mode that has a lot of health. Though, like I said, that will get out or consume fast. Your health will be consumed fast. Actually, that's one of the strategies here. You consume a defensive item and then get bit. Once you get bit and you stand up, immediately run. It has lower iframes you to get bit compared to a knife that you just push through. So a knife is better. But then again, my advice is that hold the knife until the end part of the run, because you're going to need that. So yeah, anin tofu is the hardest of them all. So this is my tier list, ladies and gentlemen. So these two doesn't change. It's fun and it's not that hard. The middle one, okay difficulty. Basically, it's easy, normal, hard. The normal difficulty, it's fine. So I have nothing to change here actually. So this is also good. In no way, in the hardest difficulty, no way out. If you get cornered, just try it the other way. Basically, the technique here is you just move. Next is tofu. It's purely defensive, and anin tofu, it's just miserable playing. So yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed watching my tier list. Again, if this is my opinion. If you don't agree or disagree with my tier list, feel free to comment down below. It's fine. Again, If you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe, and also click that notification for any updates or any new videos that I will post in upcoming days, weeks, weeks or months. So like I said, again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, actually. So goodbye, and until next time. I still didn't put out Claire and Leon's story. That will be next. Bye bye now.